This is MacVoices TV. MacVoices TV is brought to you by Tropical Software, the makers of Top 10 Notes. Check it out at tropic4.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner, and I'm back on the Macworld show floor in the mDialog booth talking to Greg Philpott, the CEO of mDialog. Welcome to MacVoices. It's great to have you.
It's great to be here, Chuck. How are you enjoying the show?
Having a great show. The fatigue is starting to set in a little bit, but hey, that's all part of Expo. It's part of the fun.
Sleeping's giving in is what I say. So
exactly. We can sleep on the way home, right?
Exactly.
So mDialog has been doing some really interesting things. You made some new announcements at the show, so let's talk about everything that is mDialog.
Okay, right on. So mDialog is a video delivery platform, and we try to do a couple of things a little differently than the other folks out there. And one of the things that we're doing is we've released a Safari plugin that will do MPEG-4 H.264 encoding of your video right from the publisher's computer, so they can literally just launch that and up it will go, and it'll create 3 versions of your video: an iPhone optimized version, a web version, and an HD version if you want to send your channel into a set-top box like Apple TV, for example, and watch it in your living room, which is kind of cool.
To somebody who's just starting to do some of this kind of production, that's very interesting that you do it all in one step.
It's all in one step, and what we try to do is really get the drudgery out of the way so that the content creators can do what they are good and inspired to do, is create content. We also are really keen on engaging the audience in a conversation. One of the great things that online gives you is that back channel. So we offer features that you can wrap your content with, the social features like surveys, and we've got a contest engine, video collaboration where you can get your audience to submit videos into your channel and then you can approve them type of thing, as well as the commenting, voting, rating, email to a friend, etc. And then kind of our next step in that equation is distribution. We think that the video content should follow the audience around, not the other way around. And so we have an iPhone app that we announced here today, a very cool new feature for it that takes advantage of the geolocation functionality in the iPhone. What it's going to do for you is you can, with our platform, upload your video and geotag your video, so that when the audience is going around and they hit our Places button, it'll pull up a list of all the videos that are within 150 miles of you, and it lists them in order of how close those videos are to you. And you can then just click on the map feature. It pulls up a map with the video overlaid on top of it, a little tag, and you can click that and get information on it, which is kind of cool. If you think about tourism, if you think about your vacation channel, that type of thing, we think that's pretty interesting. And the last, but not the least, that's for sure, thing that we've announced this time is our monetization engine. And we call it mAd, and it's mDialog Ad Delivery. And what it does is it does dynamic video ad insertion in front of or behind your video content within your embedded channel that's on your blog or your destination, but also on the iPhone. So we're doing dynamic video ad insertion on the iPhone, so you can set up an ad campaign with your sponsor, and then it will present those ads either in the front or behind. And we've got things like weighted average, so you can play around with the rotation of the ads, etc., and how often they appear. And a really kind of cool aspect of it is that you can geotag ads, so your channel can have a whole different campaign based on wherever the mobile viewer is, which is very interesting. So you can imagine at a big event like Macworld, you might want to have your ads that are very Macworld centric around your content, but maybe someone in another part of the country that really enjoys your show wants to see some ads that are specific to them, specific to where they're located. So we go from a national or a global sponsorship campaign right down to a GPS level city block micro-targeted campaign, all in a couple of clicks.
This seems to have been the year of all of us becoming aware of geolocation and the power of it. And the advertising model, I mean, you're right. For Macworld, that means that the restaurants around Moscone could target this, get a very specific audience, have their message delivered to that audience. It's very affordable for them. It's very relevant to the user. It's a win-win.
Exactly. And we're really just scratching the surface on what you can do with the geo-targeting and adding geo-information to your video content. Apple announced with their iPhoto and with their iMovie applications that you can do geotagging within there as well. So it's going to be a really interesting time over the next couple of years, I think, with that geo-information. We're getting a lot of calls and discussions with sports stadium companies and malls and those type of scenarios where people want to deliver. They know that their audience is here. They actually have a captive audience. Maybe some say it's the last captive audience out there because I'm here for that event. And if you can present them with information that's meaningful to them in that context, you're right, it's a win-win.
Now, I'm intrigued a little bit about the iPhone delivery. How is that happening? This is not downloadable media. This is streamed media?
We do a progressive download. So basically the same way any video publisher would publish their content, and they would create a channel that may be an RSSable channel. We're all fully RSSable compliant. That is now available in our iPhone application, and they can just browse through their channel. And when you find a video you like, we present all of our social features there as well. So you can we can present a contest or a survey to someone who's watching a video on their iPhone and give them real-time feedback on what those survey results are. And then I guess on top of that, the content could be specific to a certain location, which is pretty interesting.
Are you contemplating any integration with some of the independent social networks, Twitter, Facebook, that kind of thing, or is this mainly an M-media environment?
No, we really see ourselves as one of the building blocks in the whole social networking movement. What we went out to do is really kind of couple and mesh together the social features and video. Because today, if they're really tightly coupled, that survey has kind of not much meaning outside of its relationship to the video, so they're really coupled together, but we've made them so that you can embed our channel player with all of those social features in your Ning network, for example. That's doable today. WordPress, obviously, and some of the content management systems. Our Facebook integration should be out by the end of this month. So, no, we want to be part of all of that conversation and make it dead simple for a publisher to kind of turn to mDialog to satisfy that part of their communication needs.
Okay, so a viewer has watched this and they say, "Oh my God, this sounds like it solves 3/4 of the problems I have, and the other quarter I don't know about yet." Yeah. What does it cost to me to get involved, and how do I go about starting?
So we have a free version, and then we have 3 other fee versions. And the fee versions, the first one is friends and family, and that's really targeted at the video enthusiasts or a blogger that wants to get into it and see how their audience is going to respond, let's say, to video. That's $50 a year, and it gives them all of those social features without the monetization, without our contest engine. And it's, I believe it's 100 gigs of video storage and 100 gigs of bandwidth a month. So it's a pretty substantial little account there for a good value. Then we have an indie membership and a broadcaster membership. And the broadcaster is the top one. That gives you all of the social features along with our contest engine or our film festival engine. It also gives you our M-ad, so you can monetize your content with a dynamic video ad insertion, and it gives you 0.5 terabyte of video storage and 2 terabytes of video bandwidth a month. We can scale well past that because we're using our CDN partner is Amazon, so they've got a multi-billion-dollar CDN behind all of that. So they help us do the heavy lifting there, and we really take care of the integration and all of the business logic to make it dead simple for the publisher.
Let's talk about the contest engine, because obviously that is something where you see a lot of the value that you deliver. What does that give to me as a content producer?
Well, it gives you the ability to easily set up a contest where you can embed it in your destination and drive audience there. We help to drive audience as well. But when someone goes there, for example, the Wyoming Short Film Festival, which is, they're going to be using our technology when they kick off their short film festival. I think it's at Sundance next week. And what they're going to be doing is putting that on their destination, and there's a $25,000 prize associated with it. And filmmakers will go there, and from our embedded player, they will be able to enter the contest. So there's a little form that's all part of our engine, and you gather the information. And then they'll be asked to submit their video, and we've got our mLoader technology, which is a web plugin, so they never leave their destination. The filmmaker drags their film into that, and it will create the iPhone version and the web and an HD version. So Wyoming gets 3 versions, and they get the access to those platforms. And then behind the scenes, they have a collection of judges that are all around the country, and they have set up, using our survey technology, a series of questions that they pose to the judges regarding, how relevant was the film to the state of Wyoming, the artistic merit, and etc. So it's a kind of a standardized judging process using our survey technology, and the filmmaker can enter it, all their kind of a turnkey film festival on their site, and they didn't have to do much to get that done. And then it's they get all of the statistics associated with that, and they have full approval or rejection rights from a video management system perspective.
I have to ask you about the storage options too. We all know that we're, especially from my standpoint, I see a lot of interest in the long tail content, the stuff that's been out there. It always surprises me that we still have people downloading show number 1 of the audio shows I've done. It's sort of strange. You indicated that you have a fixed limit of how much. Is that, how are you addressing, I guess, when I have something that I've produced now 2 years later, is it still going to be there, or do I have to be managing taking it off and putting new on?
Oh no, it's always there. So if it stays within your limits, so let's say you have the broadcaster account and you've got half a terabyte of video storage, that's a lot of hours of video. And then what you can do, what's kind of cool with our platform, you can wind up rearranging your library. Basically, let's say you've got a channel and you've got 150 episodes in there. Well, over time, maybe it might make sense to make another channel and make a best of. So you can take your videos and put them in. A video can exist in n number of channels on our platform, so it gives you the ability to very quickly, rearrange your content, basically do repackaging in a couple of clicks by creating a new channel and putting it back on your blog and doing the best of. One thing that a publisher was doing is they would go through their inventory and use our search technology and search on a topic that all of a sudden has become relevant, but they covered it a year and a half ago, and that will give them a set of, like, let's say 20 videos out of their 150 or 500. They'll quickly make a channel out of that 20, so kind of a topic's become relevant again, and then within 5 minutes they have a channel about it, and they're pushing it on their blog, as well as they may have submitted it to iTunes podcasts, which, by the way, on our platform is you press one button and it'll launch iTunes, take the RSS feed, put it in there, align the category that you gave your channel to the categories associated with the iTunes network for podcasting, and submit it into to them for approval.
Sounds like you're really aspiring to be a one-stop solution for content producers, but you're delivering a broad variety of options and opportunities to get their content out there.
Exactly. We know there's a lot of choices out there, and to that extent, it's a great time to be involved in video and content creation. We want to make it for the services and features that we offer, we want to make it really simple for people to use those and get most of their work done there. But we really truly believe in hyper syndication, and that your content should be kind of liberated and get out there. And to the extent that our technology can help a conversation go along with your content, we think that adds more value to the hard work publishers put into creating content.
Greg, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. It's been very interesting, and it's something that I know I want to go and check out a little more, and I think a lot of the content creators in our audience are going to, just because of the breadth of services you're offering.
Well, thanks for dropping by the booth, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. We've got a lot of engineers and folks that are trying to help out the publishers out there.
Phone lines are open. They're waiting for your calls.
That's right.
And just to be sure they can find it, what is the website?
It's www.mdialog.com.
That's perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices TV at Macworld Conference and Expo. We will be back again soon. Thanks for watching. MacVoices TV is brought to you by Tropical Software, the makers of Top 10 Notes. Check it out at tropic4.com. MacVoices TV is part of the MacVoices Group and a member of Mac Level 10.